Hey, Hiking Jim here. Today is, what is today? Saturday. Today's Saturday, September 1st, and what you're looking at right here is a Primus OmniLite Ti, which is the latest stove from Primus. And this has got a little aftermarket part on here. I don't know if you can see the top. It's kind of a dome-shaped cap on top of the stove instead of the normal three-pronged flame spreader. Now, the three-pronged flame spreader is a very effective, nothing wrong with it, kind of a system, but it's loud. And if you've ever experienced something like a Primus OmniFuel, MSR XGK stove, an MSR Dragonfly, an Optimus Nova, any of those stoves where they have typically it's three prongs, sometimes four, but where just a spreader plate up top of the burner, they're pretty loud. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but this stove's actually going. And I can hear a little hiss, but this stove's about as loud as maybe a little gas stove. I mean, it's really pretty quiet. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it up a little bit higher, or turn it up a little higher. All right, that's full on open. And I could even reach across here and turn it up a little more. I mean, pump it up a little bit more. But I mean, that's a higher flame than I would normally use. That's not a real efficient flame, unless maybe you're wanting to melt snow or something like that. You just don't normally need quite this much power. Boiling water on a 3/4 flame is more efficient generally than boiling on a full flame. But here we are, full flame, and I think you can probably hear it. You know, there's a hiss to it, but it's about as quiet as a little gas stove. And if you've ever heard any of the stoves I mentioned before that have a roarer plate on them, you know darn well how loud they are, and you wouldn't be able to hear me very well right now as I talk. So this is a cap number 311 from QuietStove.com, and this one is made specifically for the Primus OmniLite Ti. It's a very nice cap, works very well, and I mean, it's a silencer. It's the equivalent of a muffler for your car, but for a stove. And it's doing a really nice job. The flame has got a really nice pattern to it. Absolutely no complaints. Gets it down to a nice low simmer when I want it to, and it'll take it as high as I can pump it. I'm going to reach across. You'll probably see my hand come in the frame here. And I'm going to go ahead and pump it up a little bit. Okay, so I just put another 30 compressions with an ergo pump on there, and that's about as a high a flame as I'm going to ever want that I can think of. You could put more, but after a certain point, you're going to start stressing the components of the stove, because it's really not meant to operate on quite this high a pressure. But I just wanted to show you that even at the very highest outputs, it's still a pretty quiet stove. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it down a little bit. And yeah, these are called silent caps, but, well, you know, the muffler on your car doesn't make your car, you know, absolutely silent. This reduces the noise. I don't know, it's not a scientific number, but let's say it reduces it 90%. And boy, like I say, all you have to do is go get you a regular stove with a regular roarer spreader plate on it. And if you have one of those regular flame spreaders, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about in seconds. Okay. And there's a real low flame, and it's just really quiet on a low flame. I'm sitting here. What am I? 2 feet away from my ears are 2 feet away from the stove head, and I can hear a hiss, and that's it. I've been using this stove now with this number 311 cap from QuietStove.com. Been using it for a couple of months now, running a pretty good long trial on it. I've taken it out backpacking right now. I'm up in the High Sierra. I'm at, according to my watch, 9,100 feet. Well, 9,190, so almost 9,200 feet. And under a variety of conditions, it's worked really, really well. It does require priming, of course. Any white gas or kerosene type stove does. But boy, once you get it primed, it's good to go. and it'll hold a real nice low simmer. I'm going to make noodles here in a minute, and I've been really pleased because I can really get those noodles to absorb a lot of water because I can really get good control with the flame. Now, that's not to say that the stove out of the box doesn't have good flame control. It does, but I'm just saying that the stoves with the cap has extremely good, as good or better as it comes out of the box. So very happy with the product and really like the fact that it's quiet because, you know, I like to go out with people and it's nice to have a dinner conversation, and it's a little tough to do with some of these roarer burner stoves. Okay, well there you have it. There's the Primus OmniLite Ti with a QuietStove.com cap number 311, which is the cap for this particular model of stove. Very nice cap, very nice stove, and a very nice combination. I'm Hikin' Jim, and thanks for joining me on another adventure in stoving.